Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with the Mimikyu showcase. This time we're going to be using SD Mimikyu. My boy Flaming Victini passed me this team. I really liked how it looked. It looked extremely fun. So first off, we have SD Lumberry Mimikyu. We're actually running Adamant over Jolly just because we're not running a Life Orb, so we want that additional power. Lumberry is nice because Disguise unfortunately doesn't work like a sub, meaning you can Will-O-Wisp through it. Unfortunately, it won't break the Disguise, but you can still burn Mimikyu. So Lumberry is really nice for that. Being able to avoid status like that, Thunder Wave, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic respectively. Sharpedo, Mega Sharpedo, which actually got a boost this generation because it has Psychic Fangs, which is also boosted by Strong Jaw and allows it to get through Pokemon such as Toxapex and just hits hard in general. We're running pokeaimMD Garchomp with Sandstorm, and what that does is it actually boosts Garchomp's speed +1, as well as activate Sandstorm, which gives us Sand Veil, and maybe we can late game sweep with this with like an SD Sandstorm Garchomp. Specs Magnezone, which helps out Mimikyu, helps out Sharpedo, helps out Garchomp by trapping Skarmory, Scizor, Celesteela respectively, and allowing these guys to clean up. Scarf Tapu Lele, which helps us out versus offense. Offense is currently a threat, and Scarf Tapu Lele checks that. And last but not least, we have Custap Lead Scarm, which is just meant to get up Spike, Stealth Rock, and die, preventing my opponent from getting up hazards with Taunt. And from there, go to work. So yeah, let's just get right into this live. I also like Lumberry and Mimikyu because if we're fighting something like Smeargle, for example, which can Spore me through hazards, it helps out a ton. Oh, by the way, they updated the sprites if you guys can't tell. They updated the sprites. These Pokemon are moving. At least my opponent's Pokemon are moving. Oh, thank you, friend. You too. But my opponent is very, very weak to Scarf Tapu Lele, which is why I want to lead off with Skarmory because I can get up my hazards immediately. Look at them. They're moving. Not bad. Mine aren't moving just because I have, what's it called? I have used modern sprites for past generations. I don't know why, but it was showing me like squares. So I didn't want to not use these sprites. But we're going to get up our Stealth Rock right here. We also find out that he is not Choice Scarf Magnezone. That's good to know. And we do go down to our Custap Berry right there. Now, I expect him to go out to... Actually goes on to Superior. Wow. Very, very odd, peculiar play. Mainly because I can just Brave Bird this thing. I got my Custap Berry, and this is going to do a lot, if not knock it out. Yeah, so we're able to get rid of Superior so early on in the game. That's absolutely amazing for me. I want to go into my Mimikyu because it isn't like touched by anything on my opponent's team. However, I like Scarf Tapu Lele mainly because it can HP Fire as well as Psychic Spam versus his team. So he goes out to Gengar. Beautiful. I suppose it could be Scarf Guard, but it doesn't knock me out with any one hit, and I can just spam Scarf Psychic, knock out the Gengar immediately, as his Cursed Body does disable me. That could be bad considering he does have the Circuitry. Goes out to Kartana though. I don't know if he's Scarf or not. Considering my Magnezone doesn't do much, I'm just going to go hard into that. As he goes right for Sacred Sword. Is not able to knock me out. I think he might be Scarf though. I'm not entirely sure. But we are going to... Obviously we have the HP Fire here. He can't switch out. And he's more than likely Scarf, yeah. So what I can do now is just go right out into my Tapu Lele and go right for the HP Fire. If he's Scarf, he doesn't knock me out because I do resist. And HP Fire is just my best play. He does go out to Magnezone, so we're going to be able to weaken that with the HP Fire right now. That is definitely Assault Vest Magnezone. Wow. Straight up Assault Vested. I expect him to go for Flash Cannon here, but I have no reason not to go out to Garchomp. As he doubles out to Mamoswine. Very solid play on my opponent's part. Extremely solid play on my opponent's part. But I can get up my Sandstorm later. I don't want to stay in. Sharpedo kind of wins, kind of, but I don't want to risk it. I'm actually going to go out into my Mimikyu right here, just in case he opts to Ice Shard, because I could take one of those. We'll get to find out if he's Life Orb or not, as he is. And busted! I love this thing. And I can just get off a Shadow Claw. I don't want to go for Play Rough and miss. I'd much rather Shadow Claw. I end up critting him, as he's able to knock me out. However, what I can do now is just go right out into my... I don't know if I can risk... I'm going to go Sharpedo. I think that's my best play because I am faster than him. I can go right for the Crunch and knock him out. Crunch hits everything neutral on my opponent's team. It also smacks Kartana if he wants to go out to that. I expect him just to stay in though and get off a little bit of chip damage with the Ice Shard. I would do that if I was my opponent. What that would allow him to do is weaken me, but he opts to go right out to Kartana. So I'm glad I went for Crunch over Waterfall because even if he is Scarf, all I got to do is protect this turn. And now I now I'm going to be able to knock him out with the strong jaw boosted crunch. So he goes up to Mamoswine. Yeah, that's Mamoswine. I don't know why I felt like that name was wrong, but he goes up to Mamoswine. I'm now +2, and I should be able to win the game. I don't think Magnezone lives a hit after rocks. Adamant, I don't think Xurkitree lives a hit. I honestly don't think anything takes a hit. I think Sharpedo just cleans. But Mimikyu is very important, though. The fact that he got that chip damage on Mamoswine allowed me to go for crunch over anything else. Kartana comes out. There's no way you outspeed me, buddy. Yeah, we can knock out Kartana with that crunch. Basically, if I didn't get off that chip damage with Mimikyu, I wouldn't have been able to get off the crunch here. But I can crunch this, knock it out, and Magnezone is going to come out, and it doesn't beat anything on my team at all. So even if that thing managed to go for like a Z Hypnosis, I had Scarf Tapu Lele in the back, and this is going to go down to a crunch as well. So good game, dude. The team, that guy had a lot of points. Thank you, friend. That guy actually had a lot of points. 17-11. Where was he on the ladder? Team Builder. 17-11. I'm actually legitimately curious. Oh, okay, so he was top 10. Alright, cool. Let's look for another game. Hopefully we can get SD Mimikyu to do something. I'm really surprised he sacked Superior so early on in the game. But yeah, Custap Berry definitely helped a lot. I thought he would double back on the Manual, to be honest, but I guess you don't see... He could be running min speed, and he just could have thought I was faster. So I guess you don't see Custap Berry lead Scarm a lot. But hopefully throughout this live, with the hazards up, we'll be able to do something with Mimikyu. I obviously had to make a few plays there to not lose. My opponent does have a Defogger, unfortunately, as well as all the Tapus. Mimikyu might actually be able to do something in this game. If I can weaken Tapu Bulu. I'm going to lead off with Skarmory, though, because I get up my hazards immediately versus him. As leads off of Metagross, not too bad, not too big of a deal. I can get up my Stealth Rock. I don't care too much about Metagross. I can also taunt the Tapu later, but he goes up to Celesteela, which again isn't too bad for me because I can just get up my spikes. As he goes for Leech Seed, I'm going to proceed to get up another layer of Spike because he should go out into his Tapu Fini here. Unless he's running max speed, I will be able to taunt him, which I will go for, by the way. But yeah, we're going to taunt him. Unless he was running max speed, he wasn't going to be able to outspeed me. Nice. And what I can do is actually go right out into my Magnezone. Magnezone deals with if he wants to go out into his Celesteela, or if he wants to stay in. Right here, he has nothing for Spec Splash Cannon, so I'm going right for that. I could Volt Switch. I really want to, because I feel like he might try and stay in, but Mamoswine's so obvious, man. I'm going for Volt Switch anyway. I don't care if you go Mamoswine. Yeah, he goes Tapu Bulu, so I stand by my play. Because I'm able to get off some damage on him. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Tapu Bulu being weakened is amazing for, honestly, my entire team. As I can now go right out into Tapu Lele. Basically, the fact that Tapu Bulu is weakened helps out Garchomp. Helps Garchomp sweep him, as well as just helps out in the long run versus his team. So we're going to throw off a Psychic Terrain boosted Psychic as he goes out to Celesteela. Get off some nice damage for my late game Sharpedo, and I'm going to sack my Skarmory here. He might actually just double, but I'm definitely going to sack Skarmory. That way I can trap him with my Magnezone and just kill him. So if he opts to go for Flamethrower or Leech Seed, fine. Good play on my opponent's part. Either way, we should be able to get up all 3 layers of hazards if he doesn't Flamethrower. And if he does Flamethrower, you see how I trap him. And that's also one step closer to Celesteela sweeping him. Or excuse me, my Mimikyu doing some damage. So nice double out into Metagross. Solid double. But I can get up my last layer of Spike. As he goes out to Celesteela, which I don't mind, and I can just proceed to taunt this thing. If he flamethrowers me, he gets trapped, so yeah, beautiful. So I can go right on to Specs Mag. He gets a Spadef Raise, unfortunately, so I have to go for Thunderbolt over Volt Switching. I would have much rather Volt Switched, but he can't switch out because of Magnet Pull. And while I am able to get rid of him, he's probably going to go out to Mamoswine, yeah. And at this point, I don't really have a switch in, and I don't want to risk anything. So I'm just going to go for Thunderbolt and sack my Magnezone. And I think I win late game with my Mimikyu. So I can't really switch into anything, which is why I'm not switching at all, obviously. So I'm going to allow him to knock me out and get up his rocks. Yeah, go ahead and get up your rocks. I don't even care. I'm not risking my, my Pokemon when I don't have to. Yeah, Tapu Lele seems pretty smart. I can go for Psychic and knock him out, forcing his Metagross if he wants to go out to that. But Psychic is going to do a ton of damage even if he goes up to Metagross. He should sack Tapu Bulu. I would keep Mamoswine alive just because it checks Garchomp. At the same time, I don't mind him ever going out into Tapu Fini. As he does sack the Tapu Bulu. Beautiful, beautiful. Mamoswine already took the damage I needed. Metagross also already took the damage I needed for me to beat him 1v1. We're going to go out to Garchomp right here. I'm assuming he might fear me to be Scarf. But he would just go for Bullet Punch anyway. But I'm going to go for Earthquake, as he does go for the Bullet Punch, forgetting about the Psychic Terrain. Amazing for me. Yeah, basically, he probably thought I was Scarf. Forgot about the Psychic Terrain right there, as Tapu Lele is going to come out. I don't know if this is Tapu Lele is actually Scarf itself, but I can go for Earthquake. I will be able to knock this thing out, and if he is Scarf, then fine. As he goes right for Moonblast. However, show me your Mimikyu answers, please. Show me your Mimikyu answers. The jig is up. Yeah, we can go right for Shadow Claw and knock him out. I don't care if he goes out to Tapu Fini. I'm actually okay with that, mainly because he has to defog if he goes out to Tapu Fini anyway. And what I can do is, on his defog, I'm not going to let him break my disguise because I'm going to win late game with my Mimikyu. I'm going to go out to my Tapu Lele and just click Psychic and 2-hit KO everything on his team. As he goes right for Moonblast, yep. As expected, Psychic Terrain is back up, and we can click Psychic right here. He does Protect, so he might be able to live this. Actually, he will be able to live this. And Defog, but Defogging doesn't matter because Sharpedo wins the game once I knock him out. He goes out to Tapu Lele, though, which is not the best play considering hazards are up, and he's just going to lose. So, unfortunately, the reason I saved my Mimikyu was because I wanted to keep the disguise, so I had no shot of losing to his own Scarfmon. Which is why I made the play I made. I think I set it up for Mimikyu to win. Unfortunately, he just threw right there. But what would have happened was I would have been able to knock him out, or he would have defogged. He would have had to go out into his Tapu Lele after to knock me out. I could go out to Mimikyu, Shadow Claw the incoming Mamoswine, and then knock it out with Shadow Sneak. Depending on if Psychic Terrain was out. If Psychic Terrain was not out, I would have went out to Sharpedo. But yeah, I wouldn't have made that play if I were my opponent. A lot of people are really underestimating the damage of hazards, and again, Scarf Tapu Lele is just so good versus the non-bulkier teams, even when they have all those hazards. And I also, myself, forget about the additional effects of the terrains, like Grassy Terrain, weakening Ground-type moves, Misty Terrain, weakening Dragon-type moves. I've lost to that before, and also, obviously, Priority being gone. It's just hard to remember this. We're still early on in the generation, but I still think Mimikyu put in some work there, and the reason I played it the way I did, even though it didn't, in theory it didn't attack, but it forced my opponent to go for Moonblast. Had that not been a Mimikyu, he would have defogged versus anything that was out in the field. Because, you know, you would think, oh yeah, I mean, hazards are gone, right? But no, basically by going out to Tapu Lele, he was forced to Moonblast to break my disguise, that way he could actually deal with me, because if he didn't, I would have been able to Shadow Claw the Scarf Tapu Lele, and then my Sharpedo would have just won late game. I hope my thought process makes sense. Anyway, we got another game. I like my opponent's team, but I'm going to lead off a Skarmory and get up my rocks. I don't want to beat this. I think Scarf Tapu Lele kills everything. I'm not going to lie. Mega Glalie is pretty cool. Sharpedo also beats everything as well. I'm assuming he's just going to Volt Switch. I'm going to get up my rocks. As he goes right for the Thunderbolt. Gets the Para on me, unfortunately. I want a Brave Bird just in case he goes out into Starmie. I want to die to Recoil. That way he can't Rapid Spin. As he does go Starmie. Come on, buddy. Get this off. Nice. So we're able to get rid of ourselves, weakening him for Recoil, and I can go right out into Tapu Lele. This is his only Psychic resist outside of Magearna, so nothing on his team wants to take a Psychic. So basically, the reason I made this play was because we're keeping up these rocks. And if he goes out to Magearna, it doesn't become an answer anymore, man. It doesn't become an answer. I hope my plays make sense. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing with this, but I don't want him Volt Switching. I would much rather him go for his... I'd much rather knock out Garchomp and have him not Volt Switch. Very nice double out to Starmie. Yeah, man. I'm just going to go for Sandstorm. That didn't work out the way I wanted it because I forgot. I I forgot to click the Z move, I'm sorry. But at least we're able to get rid of that Mon right there. As I messed up. I definitely messed up. I might change Magnezone to Choppleberry just because Kartana's a threat. I'm gonna test out Choppleberry on this. Because Kartana late game could be annoying, but it is set up though for Sharpedo just to win. Really easy. I just need damage off on Kartana. So we're just gonna click Dragon Claw. I'm gonna let him Ice Shard me. As he's not gonna be able to knock me out. Everybody, that's what I'm saying, guys. Everybody forgets about the Psychic Terrain, man. Everybody and their mom forgets about the Psychic Terrain. Even I forgot. Like, I was sacking this, and I forgot about Psychic Terrain. You know, it would have been amazing here, right, if I went for the Z Sandstorm, because I would have been able to outspeed everything. We're gonna go right for the Earthquake here, though. Do as much damage as possible, as Leaf Blade is able to knock me out. Gets the attack raise. I don't know if you're Scarf or not, but we'll find out here. I don't have a choice but to find out here. He is not Scarf. Beautiful. So he's trapped because of Magnet Pull. We can knock him out with the HP Fire. That was the biggest threat to my team, I feel anyway. I don't think Dragon Dance Como is that much of a threat because I obviously have a Scarf Psychic type as well as my Mimikyu in the back. Which I actually go out to Mimikyu now because if he wants to Dragon Dance up, I'm fine. Goes for sub. I don't care. I can go right for Play Rough. Ah, beautiful. Show me your switch-ins. As he goes for Earthquake. And he does not have an answer to this, so I'm just going to SD up right now and win. Because even if he's definitely like sub bulk up or something like that. But I can SD up, and basically nothing on his team could take a hit from this thing. Let's go! Well, I mean, Magearna can take a Shadow Claw, but this is +2 Adamant, so it's going to do a lot. And Shadow Claw does have that chance to crit. That's why this thing is busted. Heligo comes out. Shadow Sneak is an easy 2-hit KO. There's the yellow color. But we have the Lumberry, as I said, which is why it comes in handy. And basically, we're going to be able to win the game right here because I can just go for the Shadow Sneak again, knock him out. Not bad. Unfortunately, I got that crit on him, obviously, but he wouldn't. I guess Floricanna might have been able to knock me out. I could just Shadow Claw twice. I don't have to risk going for the. I don't have to risk going for the Play Rough just because Shadow Claw should be a 2-hit KO, and even this now I have Scarf top the lane in the back. So Mimikyu doing what I like it to do. In fact, I could go for the. I'm just going to go for Shadow Claw again. I could have went for Play Rough and just knocked them out. Good game. So, Mimikyu sweeping up the late game. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm also going to test out the Choppleberry Magnezone this next game, so hopefully that can put in a little bit of work. I do love SD Mimikyu, and that's why I said Lumberry is sometimes preferred over Life Orb. While Life Orb does give you that additional power, which actually provides certain KOs, Lumberry just helps out. Like, I had potential to lose, kind of, if it was sub-Dragon Dance, but we got another game. And he does have a Kartana, so I'm glad that we have our Lumberry. Defogger would be his Kartana as well. I'm leading off with Skarmory, though, just because we can get up hazards immediately versus his team. As I've been doing every single game. I'm not sure if he's taunt or not, but we're going to get up our Stealth Rock as he does go right for the taunt. Okay. I really want hazards up, man. Huh. Sharpedo can win late game. I don't want him trapping me, though. I really don't want him trapping me. Also, Garchomp can win. Like, I don't want him going Magnezone here. I'm going to go Mimikyu just in case he opts to double out into a Magnezone and try and trap me. And if he stays in, so be it. He won't be able to obviously knock me out because of Disguise anyway. We'll find out if he's Life Orb or not. He is. Busted! I love that thing, man. And we'll just sneak just for a little bit of extra damage. He does have Silvally, which might be a normal type. But he does opt to go out to Kartana, so we get off a little bit of chip damage. That's beautiful. And I can actually sack this because I have Choppleberry Magnezone to kill it. So I'll go for Play Rough here as he doubles out into Magnezone. He tried to catch my own Magnezone. I went for Play Rough in the off chance he doubled because I would think, okay, maybe you'd go out into Mamoswine or something, predicting my Magnezone, but he didn't. And what I can do is go route to Skarmory because if he does go for Volt Switch, he brings me down to my Custap, which I can then get up Stealth Rock with after. And if he goes Mamoswine, I'm going to switch out. But if he goes anything other than Mamoswine, we're good. He goes Kartana, which will allow me to get up my Stealth Rock. Beautiful. And if he wants to knock me out, so be it. Rocks up, break, potential. Oh wow, that's great. If he's specs, we find out now. Nice, nice. So we're able to get up all our hazards. That's beautiful. That's lovely. As I can go right out to Garchomp. And I think it's time to Z-move Earthquake or Z-move Sandstorm. I actually don't think that's the correct play. He has nothing for an Earthquake, so I don't see a reason not to click it. I can Z-move Sandstorm later when I've gotten rid of Mamoswine, because I can actually sweep with that thing. So we'll get rid of Magnezone right there. Beautiful. As he goes out into his Mamoswine. Sharpedo also kind of wins with hazards up. Actually very much wins. I think Mimikyu is the most expendable member. But if he does go for Ice Shard, we tank that, and we can get off damage with the Play Rough, which I would not mind at all. I'm actually going to go for Shadow Call, though, just in case he goes out to Kartana. I just want to weaken this guy, as he goes right for Earthquake and is able to knock me out. However, now I can go right out to Scarf Tapu Lele. He does die to hazards. Also, Scarf Tapu Lele's Psychic kind of sweeps as well. So, Psychic's going to be able to knock out Mamoswine. He obviously couldn't Ice Shard me because of Psychic Terrain. And then Tapu Lele might just win. He goes out to Gengar. He doesn't know if I'm Scarf. Like I said, Scarf Tapu Lele is amazing versus offense, which my opponent has. Nothing on offense wants to take it. Doesn't get the Curse Body as well, so we're looking good. Kartana is going to come out. And I'm going to go hard into Magnezone, because even if he goes for the Sacred Sword, I can get up the Z Sandstorm and win late game. Really nice play, though, going for Sacred Sword on my opponent's part. Very solid play. I'm going to go right back out on Scarf Tapu Lele, though, because he cannot 2-hit KO me. That's a crit. And Psychic will be able to knock him out. It also knocks out whatever he wants to go into. Maybe Silvally will be able to live. Maybe. Xurkitree definitely does not live. Love its sprite, though. But Xurkitree definitely does not live. And Kartana is going to come back out. And we can just go for Psychic and knock him out. If he wants to go for his Steel move, Magnezone knocks it out. And we're in a good position. So there's nothing he can do right here. I think I win unless he crits through Magnezone. Smart play on my opponent's part, though, to go for the Sacred Sword. But obviously, I showed you why we have Chapel Berry, and it's good to know the damage as well. Also, he wasn't Scarf. Beautiful. So we're able to knock out Kartana right there. So Silvally is going to come out. Is that water? Yep. Looks like water. I'm just going to Psychic. I don't see a reason not to. Yeah, he's not even able to knock me out. And Scarf Tapu Lele, again, showing why it does so well versus offense. Nothing on offense wants to take it. I absolutely love this mod. And Mimikyu still getting off a little bit of chip damage, man. Scaring off that Gengar, allowing me to go back out into Skarmory. The deciding turn was definitely getting up hazards. And I actually like Chapel Berry a lot on Magnezone on this team. I enjoy this team a lot. Some people aren't fans of offense, which is fine. I play every playstyle, though, from offense to stall. I really don't care what I use as long as I'm enjoying myself, or as long as I'm testing out new things. Sometimes I'll use something, for example, like stall. I'll use it because I want to understand how to beat it. I want to understand how it works. I think that's the first step to something like that. But my opponent has a Smeargle team, and this is where Mimikyu is great because it does have the Lumberry. I cannot be put to sleep, and I can proceed to do some damage to him with that. So I'm going to lead off on Mimikyu and hopefully hit to Play Roughs. Because I expect him to Spore. Hey. So let's see if the Lumberry Mimikyu can do something. I have to hit 2 Play Roughs. I am faster. And if he's Scarf, then he's Scarf. But that doesn't matter. So we hit the first Play Rough. Bring him down to Sash. Beautiful. As he goes for Spore. And there is the Lumberry. Ah, not bad. Not bad at all. Beautiful. So that's exactly how I planned it. Kartana is going to come out. Honestly, I'm not even sure what he can do. I think he would double here, but I'm going to try and chop him Magnezone after anyway. So I'm going to go for Play Rough just in case he would double, predicting my Magnezone, going out to like Smeargle or something. That can definitely be an answer. He goes right for Smart Strike. That's able to knock me out. However, well, it's not able to knock me out, excuse me. It busts me. However, I can go right to Magnezone now. Take the Sacred Sword. Ah, he wasn't Scarf. That's annoying. That's annoying. Well, actually, that's a little bit fine. Because I can get up my rocks. Yeah, nice. I'll get up my rocks. He goes for a Z move. Oh my god, all out pummeling. Stop it. Doesn't matter, though. Something dies to Psychic. Everything's 2-hit KO'd on my opponent's team by Psychic. So, While that was scary for me, now I get to show him the true power of Tapu Lele. Unfortunately, I do not get up any hazards versus my opponent. However, we were able to get rid of Kartana. Tapu Lele is going to come out, the opposing Tapu Lele. Assuming he's just going to go for Moonblast. I want to sack my Magnezone here. As a special attack drops, unfortunately, I'll go for Volt Switch as he is able to knock me out. And we can go right out into our Mimikyu and just proceed to click. I'll live one Moonblast, and we'll just go for Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw does damage to everything, and if he goes out into Smeargle, I don't care. Yeah, because I can always play rough after, which I am faster than, so it doesn't matter what Smeargle wants to do. I can just play rough. Nice. So we're able to prevent hazards. No hazards on both sides of the field. Unfortunately for my opponents, Pinsir is going to come out. Well, this is a threat. This is a threat. I just want Shadow Sneak to get off as much damage as possible. That way my Psychic can knock him out. Yeah, we can go right for the Psychic here. I might lose to Tapu Fini though, but we're going to go right for Psychic. He cannot quick attack me because of Psychic Terrain, and I will be able to knock him out. Beautiful. Tapu Lele is going to come out. I am timid, so I actually want to get off a Psychic first before switching. As we are able to get a Spadef drop. I think it comes down to Sharpedo. Yeah, because I have to sack this. He's obviously timid as well. Moonblast did that much, so I can fire off a Moonblast of my own. And we win the speed tie, beautiful. So we're able to get rid of Tapu Lele right there. I think it came down to that speed tie. Because we're going to be able to 2-KO this. As he is going to be able to Thunderbolt me, not knock me out. I wanted to get the late game suit with Sharpedo, but it looks like it came down to that speed tie right there. But basically, you guys saw why Lumberry is also nice. This team is very weak to anything faster, like a Sticky Web user, or anything faster than Skarmory that can taunt it and get up hazards. So Lumberry there putting some work. Mimikyu definitely helped. I could have saved my disguise, possibly. You guys see how Choppleberry works in theory, though, on Magnezone. I just really want hazards up. So it's tough for me. Z move, all-out pummeling, is really cool, though. I didn't see that coming at all. That's really cool. Props to my opponent. Because otherwise, I would have gotten up Stealth Rock. Would have been able to beat the pretty much everything with just Psychic. I would have been able to 2-KO everything with Psychic at that point. But it came down to that speed tie with the Tapu Finis. My opponent's Defogger is once again Kartana. I'm just going to lead off with Skarmory and get up as many hazards as I can. Have fun. Not sure how much Mimikyu does in this game, unfortunately. I think Sharpedo kind of smacks him, and so does Scarf Tapu Lele as usual. But, yeah, we're going to get up our hazards. He leads off in the Heligo, so this does allow me to get up my Stealth Rock. Yep. Have fun. Because Z move Sandstorm is... I wish I clicked it last time. Why did I just click Sandstorm? We're able to get up hazards, though. Beautiful. And I can just get up my Stealth Rock as he is going to go out to Magnezone, or excuse me, my Spike as he is going to go out to Magnezone, which gives me the opportunity to get up them again, more Spike, as he goes right for Volt Switch. And now I have up three beautiful layers, as Kartana is going to come out, and on top of being able to get off my Custap Bear right here and blocking a potential Defog, we're able to get off huge damage on Kartana as he goes for Defog. And I can go right out to Tapu Lele and just click Psychic. Nothing on his team tanks it. Nothing at all. I'm not going to allow him to defog away my hazards either. Actually, I should click Moonblast here maybe, but... I mean, it is Psychic Terrain, boosted Psychic, so... Unless you're Assault Vest Magnezone, which they're always Assault Vest. They're actually always Assault Vest Magnezone, man. Like, straight up. I want more damage on this thing. I really do think Sharpedo wins this game. I feel like... I'm a Psychic because I do not want him doubling out into Kartana. I don't want anything to happen. I just want him to die to hazards, pretty much. Yeah, and I don't want to go out to Garchomp and have him go for Hidden Power or even go Magnezone and have that happen. So we're able to knock out the Magnezone, which is absolutely amazing for me. Beautiful. He cannot switch into anything. Even Tapu Lele will be 2-KO'd at this point. So getting rid of Magnezone is amazing. Awesome. Psychic Terrain still up. And Kartana is still a threat. It's still alive. Still a threat. I'm assuming he's going to go out to Gyarados now. Gyarados is definitely scary, but if I force it to Mega Evolve, then my Mimikyu beats it down. Kartana should die to Shadow Sneak after the hazards, so maybe Mimikyu can do something here. Tapu Lele is going to come out, though. Scary Mon. Scary Mon. I want to save this Psychic. I'm just going to go out to Magnezone. Let him knock me out as he goes for Moonblast, so that has to be Specs. Good lord, that has to be Specs. But we can go our Flash Cannon here. Doesn't even care if I'm Specs or not. Yeah, Mimikyu just comes out and clicks the Shadow Claw. Let's go! Yeah, we get a kill with Shadow Claw. Or at least weaken something. Gyarados does get off the damage through the disguise, but even just getting rid of Tapu Lele is awesome, and also the fact that the Psychic Terrain is gone just really helps out. And also we're Adamant, so Mimikyu getting the kill right there. He was modest Specs, if you guys can't tell. Adamant Mimikyu still outspeeds that, which is always lovely. And again, Psychic Terrain is gone, so if he wants to go out to Kartana, which I would not go if I were my opponent, I would definitely not go out to Kartana. I can Shadow Sneak that thing, and I should be able to knock it out because I am Adamant. So he has to go Gyarados here. I'm thinking anyway. He does opt to go Kartana, and like I said, Psychic Terrain is gone, so Mimikyu will be able to knock it out. We keep hazards up on the field all day. They call me Mimikyu the King. Maybe he thought I was banded, but that's just Adamant. That's just the power of Adamant. Mimikyu putting in some work, buddy. I love Mimikyu. Sick Mon. Sick Mon. Zygarde is going to come out. This is a tricky situation for me because I want to play rough here. I am going to play rough here. He's going to be able to break my sub, though. That's the tricky situation. But I'm going to play rough here as we are able to almost knock out the Zygarde. And Shadow Sneak should be able to knock it out at that range. I'm thinking, though, I kind of just want to SD up. I don't think he can knock me out with any one hit. Yeah. And he can't Shadow Sneak me, too. And this allows me to smack Gyarados. So that was the best play. We're going to be able to knock that thing out. Now, Heligo should die after hazards to +2. It doesn't have the best defenses. Then again, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. But Gyarados is going to come out. And what I can do is go right for Play Rough. It is my most accurate move. I could also Shadow Claw. But Play Rough is my strongest move, excuse me, not my most accurate. Shadow Claw is better. Shadow Claw is better because it doesn't miss, and if he Dragon Dances up, Tapu Lele knocks it out anyway with a Moonblast after, so we're good. So yeah, I'll go for Shadow Claw here. Most accurate move. Does not miss. Does a crap load as he is going to Dragon Dance up, and now I can just go right for Shadow Sneak. It doesn't knock it out as he Megas, however, he is not faster than. Oh, I want this to work. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try this out. We're in a Z move Sandstorm. If he doesn't have Ice Fang, I live any hit. Don't flinch me. Hey, not bad. And we're gonna get that +1 speed and be able to outspeed the Helico. I didn't have to do this. I could have just went out to the top of Lele and swapped Moonblast and swapped and won. But not bad. We're able to get that last game with the Z move Sandstorm, getting that speed, and we actually got a ton of points this live. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this live. I think it was definitely a good Mimikyu showcase. SD Mimikyu put in work. Just the fact that it has a disguise. We're number 14 on the ladder, which is pretty cool. Look at Shofu at number 10. Not bad. That boy been laddering. But again, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Of course, feel free to leave a like. You can check out the playlist down below for any other showcase as well. Maybe I used your favorite Pokemon. Mimikyu has been extremely fun. I think Adamant Lumberry has been the set that I've used to the most success. But Red Card in Battle Spot, because yes, I have played Battle Spot. Red Card in Battle Spot put in a ton of work as well for me. But just remember, guys, Mimikyu is busted. Mimikyu is straight up busted. But anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Links are down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.